Howdy, gang. I today we are going to play Deadly Premonition. Now, not only is there a launch video that we have to watch, just like with The Witcher, but the game's a little complicated to even get running anymore. So I want to explain what I've done to get to launch at least, and if we run into other problems, which we very well may, I may have to set up the PS3 emulator for it. That seems to be the best way to play it today. So again, I own it. I want to try and do this the right way. So, uh, first things first, game has a notoriously bad port. DP fix exists. I didn't know about these other things like the Sweet FX to make the lighting less gray, make it match what it is on Xbox, but I think I just followed the first guide here. The guy has all the files in one thing. You just download it, open the folder, whatever controller you want to use. I of course prefer controllers in these kinds of games. Even has PlayStation button prompts. That's awesome. Yeah, you simply open that and manage local files. Drop it all right in, real simple. Then find your DP fix configurations, adjust your resolutions, whatever you're going to be going at. Uh, then because SweetFX is like so old, they don't use it anymore. It's a reshade now, but it's still using the SweetFX. So you may run into an issue when you launch the game. It technically goes if you skip past like 10 alerts. But let me look up what that file was named. exgi.dll. You find that and rename it to D3D11DLL. And yeah, that fixes that problem. And also, when the game opens its launcher, it may very well just crash and not give you any alerts. If you try and launch it from here, it'll tell you what's wrong, I guess. But I got that to go away. Now I can launch it from Steam instead of coming here by going to Redis, scrolling down to PhysX, and just running that, clicking repair. And then, of course, you just open the launcher, set this to English. It's in French by default. I don't know why. It's a Japanese developer, but yeah, I'm Rising Star, like the people who Evangelion and Fully Cooley and stuff, I guess. Anyways, I know that's Gainax, but they're like the same studio, like merge, like Clover and Platinum or something. Yeah. Uh, yeah, it's actually relatively simple. It took me a couple of tries before I got to work right, but do work now. Seemingly, I got in game, wasn't fucked up. Yeah. Again, there are like several places in this where the game can break, and there are actually save files included in that download. We need to skip ahead maybe, but we will see how early that happens. If we're late in the game, then yeah, we'll skip ahead if we have to. If it's pretty early, then maybe I will go ahead and try and set up the PS3 emulator, which I've never used before. I know it works just fine. A friend who's been using it a lot. Anyways, start the game. Again, there's like an intro video that's you don't need to watch it, but it's relevant. Did I really just mess it up? I tested it from the launcher before. Or I guess I used the launcher from in the local files. I don't know, whatever. I'll just launch it from here. In fact, I will set up a shortcut so I don't have to open this every time. Eh. Dude, I don't know how to use step 11. I will figure that out later. I've never created a shortcut. This is OS. I've only had it for a month. Normally just right click create shortcut, but that was not there, dog. You see, it launches fine at least. And so we are clear. Yeah, everything's good on that side. Obviously, I messed around with things in Streamlabs as well. So, I don't know, camera might be off, voice might be a little loud or quiet, I don't know. It sounded fine when I tested it. Also, I'm using the software encoder now. I've always been on hardware, but it was randomly giving me an error, so whatever. Just fixed it. Everybody said it shouldn't really be too big a difference.
Oh.
Mouse off screen.
Oh. Yep. Yeah.
Zach and Cody.
It's dangerous to run around here, boys.
Grandpa, hurry! Hurry up! Grandpa, you're too slow!
Oh, it's dangerous. They're just like, shut the fuck up, follow us. The game does this a few times too. It just like goes quiet and it's all like music. People make weird faces. It definitely does have a lot more color in it than the last time I played, so I guess the Sweet FX is working fine. Got C-sectioned and then crucified. The C stands for crucify, of course. And she gave birth to baby Jesus. And, you know, she's got the hair perfect length for covering titties. Always appreciate that. And this guy's not at all shocked. He just, oh, it's her. There's the snake from Metal Gear Solid 3. Pay a lot of money to get that special guest back. But, you know, legend, you gotta, if you have the opportunity. Imagine the director's cut having so many problems. Whatever. The game is from 2010. Well, at least this guy called the cops. Kids don't seem phased at all. They don't give a shit. At least the grandpa didn't either. You know, that's a little sus. You think maybe they've seen this kind of thing before, or what? Did they do it? You have no idea. She's sad. Are you holding the picture up so high though? You're like taking a selfie with it? This is all a little cheesy strange, you know? I get that they're trying to show us that they cared about her. Without using words. I don't know. Maybe do it a little more subtly. Sad cop bartender. You know, most jobs will fire you if you go to a bar in your uniform. Surprised cop isn't one of them. Make yourself look bad if you walk out and then get in your fucking police car, like you're drinking and driving. It's one of those games that makes you actually press start. Right, guys. Now we get the actual game. We're gonna watch more cutscenes. I associate this song with funerals, so I have to expect her to walk in on a corpse.
Story.
Yes, of course. You've been waiting a long time for this, so how about a special one? This story is very strange and very nasty, but somewhat nostalgic. Do you think you can be a good girl and listen all the way to the end?
Is it a scary story?
It might be, but it's also a very important story. If you don't want to hear it, I can tell you a different story.
Scary and nasty, you're supposed to tell the child.
This way, I won't be scared.
The kid just like, I ain't no bitch.
Turn on the TV then.
He doesn't know what she's getting into.
Leave the sound down like always.
It's like those kids that freaking elected to watch the Winnie the Pooh.
This is important.
Blood and Honey movie
at
school.
We
like, I was Pooh Bear.
Purge things from the squirrels.
They saw titties and decapitations and shit. Like, no.
Even if it means losing someone that you love.
Let's do little cheers. I don't know if they're supposed to be the kids or not. Obviously it's using their models, but sometimes, you know, budget constraints have that happen. I'll do that run animation. A little stilted or whatever. Select with X, observe with triangle. Oh, a difference. White screen. I guess red is observe, maybe blue is act. Okay, everything is working fine except the camera stick is set to up and down being left and right, and, you know, vice versa. I wonder if there's anything I can do from here, or maybe from the Steam overlay. Right in the wall. No, that's still exactly what it was, pretty much. Auto saves. This is a game that uses save points, by the way, so when it crashes, a bit sad. I don't know why I expanded that controller. Yes. Edit layout. Joystick L. No, I want joystick R, I think. Never mind. Stick. I didn't know joysticks had haptics. Yeah, I can control this with the controller, by the way. There's a way to, like, see what buttons I'm pressing on a controller diagram. Menu layouts, DualSense controller, reflect triggers and bumpers. Why does he have two of these? The guy did say to download gamepad with camera controls, I imagine. Let's try this one. That way, this. Yes, that fixed it. Awesome. Weird. Normally, I'm using Steam input, so while this is a DualSense controller, it's reading it as an Xbox controller, so the fact that it's direct input device didn't really matter. It should still translate to the correct axes. I haven't had a problem in any other game. First. I don't know, just found the proper config for that, seemed to fix it. It's good, it's good. Somebody watches this in the present day, they will know all the issues. Strange clock makes you feel as if time has stopped. A doll shaped like a fat man and has a plate on it which reads Washington State.
Sorry to keep you waiting. It will start soon. It's about time to get started.
Zach.
That's how people without beards think.
Zach.
We do this.
Can you hear me?
Go,
It's me.
I do this sometimes too. You can kind of like see acne scars.
If you can hear my voice,
As my
could you
fingers are
respond?
always there. Or it's always popping up.
Good. I thought you went to sleep. Zach, don't be surprised. The crime took place out in the country this time. Let's take it slow. Okay, Zach?
Sure, that's one way of
It's
looking at
slow,
it.
he says.
It's totally wrong. Listen, they both need each other. It's called interdependency, and they both know it. Yeah, I know. He does terrible things to Tom. Nasty, even sadistic things. But that's fine, as long as that's what Tom wants. Think about it. His actions. He's always asking for it. It's his partner's job to fulfill that need, and Jerry knows that. Proof? Well, in the Tom and Jerry show, they live with each other. Hello? Hello?
I can't believe the Bureau still can't get me a satellite phone. These puppies are making me go to another town in the boondocks again. Well, I'll be a happy camper, even if it ends up being a waste of time. At the very least, it'll get me out of the cramped city for a while. Right, Zach? The perpetrator from the last case really was something. Who'd have thought there'd be razors laced into her nails? Crazy. Just crazy.
That's how he got the
I now have a scar to show off. See this? I got this when I arrested the Catwoman wannabe. Women. They're crazy. Don't you agree, Zach?
His name is Francis York Morgan. He keeps talking to Zach. There's a reason for that, but for now we'll just assume it's addressing us. That's how it feels most of the game. Honestly, we're like out in the fucking sticks. I would have hit that fucking person and not flipped my goddamn car over. Guy was asking for an accident anyways, though. He's smoking and talking and phoning and laptopping and driving in the rain. Come on. It's funny though, it's like a caricature of how Japanese people think Americans are. And smoke a bent cigarette.
Zach, there goes the civilized world.
Even that because his laptop broke or he just lost his nice car. Flashlight. Little nipple light. Just a little dot. FBI tech. Tough luck. Have to leave you here, old buddy. How long are we together? Ever since I joined the Bureau. Nice. Rusty pipe. Reach long, speed medium. Strength medium. Durability low. Right, so this game is like a janky third-person shooter, kind of like a Resident Evil, but with a better camera, I suppose. Honestly, if it was using fixed camera angles, it might have been perceived a bit better, but even then, the game wasn't supposed to have any combat in it originally. The publisher made them put it in. So it's kind of just like cynical and repetitive, but I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. What is this? Oh. I want you to know that I'm trying to move left and right, and it's just changing the page when I try. So I'm trying to figure that out. Whatever, it don't matter. Maybe nothing was happening because I can't put any of those items away. Change weapon, D-pad. Equip a weapon and draw it. Mission knife. Draw it with L1. It said that it flipped the controls, so I'm assuming it's L2. And yeah, that means it's on the triggers. Almost makes changing the button prompts irrelevant. Fine, good for you dudes.
Looks like we're being welcomed. Zach, I'll let you handle the meet and greet.
The lip animations are so weird. Again, it was 2010. Like, it's the way it is. They tried. It's not like mocap. I think they hand animated that, and it's honestly pretty good considering. FBI custom handgun has infinite ammo. combat being all jank, that means that it's great. Because if I remember right, you get like paid for headshots. Yeah, don't want to run. Someone probably thought they were making the next Resident Evil 4 when they tried to add the combat. Just didn't quite work. Those are inverted. Oh, I see. It's on invert all still. How do I exit? Yes. There we go.
Huh?
Interesting, the fog effect's just like a polygon with an animated texture on it, and you can see his legs clipping right through it. Like he's standing in a puddle or something. Better than using particle effects, though. The rain, I think, might be a particle effect, though. Sometimes it's just like a filter over the camera, because, I mean, you can only see with the camera, but you can see it's hitting your shoulders, and I think you see splashes on the ground. Occasionally, there's not very many, but obviously that takes up memory and stuff. It's a zombie. They're called shadows. I've seen them in other Japanese media before, like, you'll see, they'll like bend over backwards, and I've seen zombies that look like that before. I think they have a name for them, but I could not for the life of me find it. Been here the whole time. Blended in with the woodwork. It's flat as a board. Evidence. Lock on with R2. Oh. See, skull. Yeah, pickles. Ah.
It's great.
Great. Now, when you get the headshots, he's like, nice, awesome. Says it every time. It's like a little grating at first, but then it's just kind of funny eventually. You can say that about a lot of stuff in this game. Grows on you. Nah. Leash. Dang throat is always got the mucus in it. Profile. Almost burger.
I've been through a lot of crazy situations, but that one takes the cake. It's the first time I've been attacked so directly. Zach, can you give me a logical explanation about what that was? Never mind, don't answer. Life is fun because of the mysteries. Right, Zach?
Wow. His eyeball actually has, like, the concave inside. Bones ringing. Did I answer that? I mean, couldn't possibly be for me. Well, I should call headquarters. Get paid for your daily update. Seems like government jobs are great. You get paid for everything. Speaking of being flat as a board, if you look in, like, the Steam community hub, there's a guy who just, like, took pictures of every butt in the game. There's, like, flatty, a lot of flatties in this game. Because they have, like, polygonal asses. Hilarious. And honestly, why they put so much detail on York's lips, and they can't afford to make a good butt. It's like I can move this. Up to you, Zach. But why would I want to? I think you can break it. Boo, 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 boo. Nice. I imagine the melee weapon does more damage because you use it when guys get close to you, but high key doesn't make sense. You can take the easy way out if you want. Then you don't get the hate for the kill. Bullseye. A split in the road, and I don't know which way to go. Observe. Old sign. I can break out, Greenvale? We're heading down this road, Zach. Oh, yeah, this is probably the right move. That is he blocking? Shit. That's a good sound. Man, it's got weird polygon hair strands. When the hair is this short, you can usually get away with just like a flat texture, but no, he's got like a month's growth on his shaved head. Not an actual hairdo, it is weird. Weird choice. Well, perfectly fitting for the man, I suppose. A little helmet. Ah! Shove a hand down her throat. I didn't notice the QTE at the bottom. So, how do I get some of them pickles? I don't know why it was updating so slow there. There was a bit of hunger. Tiredness. I think that's the second bar there. Smoking passes time quicker. Hell, of course it's the band-aids. Let's use that. So those meters on the side, actually, they kind of blended in with the rest of it, but they were there. So, yeah, this game actually has, like, some simulation elements in it. It's like an open world thing. You can drive around the town and meet the townsfolk and there's side activities to do. And, like, it's all on a timer, kind of like Dead Rising, so if you mess up and didn't save, you can totally, like, ruin the story. That's kind of neat. It's a unique thing. And Swery kind of took that mechanic into his next game, The Good Life, as well. Where you play like a struggling photographer, a girl who turns into a were-dog, cat, whatever, in a town where people do the same thing.
Nice shot.
You're supposed to like try and document what's happening and maybe blackmail people to get money and stuff. That's great. Haven't played it yet. And this guy's what you'd call an auteur. He's made a lot of weird things like that. Seems to be a big fan of the mysteries, though.
Amazing.
No reclusive hairy brutes to breed us. That was a Resident Evil 4 reference. I wish I could just wait until I have all the evidence before I start this. I have to go through this whole flippy each time. I see more of the images are becoming clearer. Yeah, FBI agents are trained in everything, including electrical engineer. Getting used to finding the run button. it's going to be locked until we repair that fuse box. I have to shoot the lock off. Ooh. This game is a little quiet.
Bullseye.
Bullseye.
Amazing.
Amazing. Let's take the fuse box from here, yeah. That's how it works. You stick it in and it does does everything. You don't have to connect any wires. All puzzles. Such a weak sounding gun. Barrel, barrel, barrel. It's very close to actually being pew pew. And go down.
Yes.
Jerky movements are a little unsettling, actually. It's pretty good. It is hard to aim at them too, of course.
Bullseye.
Bullseye.
Amazing. Great.
Great. I have a fork. I don't like forks. 10mm auto bullets. I think that's the Uzi, the SMG. No, just have to aim. I was trying to swing without aiming. Some kind of Devil May Cry ass wall here. Yeah, the pipe does a lot more damage, that's great. So if you get touched, they'll shove their hand down your throat. So it's more risky. Bitch. Oh. And there goes my pipe. No worries. Norco's got more pipe to lay down. Bitch. That's funny. Ah!
Amazing.
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 Great. Amazing. Oh. I didn't realize they would spawn indefinitely. Oh, I'm sorry I almost killed you. I flipped my car over. Is that not enough revenge? The hell is that sound? I mean, it's a good sound, obviously, but like something drops? Or was that maybe disappearing?
Huh?
Red Ivy. All peace signs.
There's definitely something in this town. Do you feel it, Zach? My coffee warned me about it.
Yesterday morning, the milk I poured in my coffee made a sign. It said, "Tomorrow you'll arrive in a place that will change your fate."
There's no way you said all that. The Ivy locked me out of there. Yeah, walk. That's how it be in the country. I don't know who to call for a ride. There's no Uber. Uber didn't exist 14 years ago. This is like the legit overworld though, like... That's kind of a stamina bar up there. Maybe you can't act when it's full because you're having a heart attack or something, panic attack. But yeah, you can like get in a car and you drive through this and it's awful and there's shit to collect all over the place. You can go fishing. Get a little job. I don't know what you can buy. I think there's a gun store.
Now you were very
upgrade.
late. I didn't think you'd keep me waiting in the rain for so long.
FBI Special Agent, Francis York Morgan. Please, just call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Why not
Agent
Francis?
York?
Good, that's good. Are you the sheriff?
No, I'm Deputy Sheriff Emily Wyatt. George, he's the sheriff. He went looking for you, actually. He should be back soon.
I see.
If you don't mind me asking, did you walk all the way here?
My car broke down, that's all.
I'd have said yes. Low-key flex.
She's easy on the eyes. Definitely worth a trip to the primitive world.
By the way, don't mention anything about what happened back there.
He is talking out loud.
Don't want that, do we, Zach?
Welcome to Greenvale. I'm the sheriff, George
I think
Woodland.
he does this to make it look like he's on a call or something when he's talking to himself, so he doesn't look crazy.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, just call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Could you tell me why the FBI is so interested in a small-town homicide?
Let's just say it's a personal interest in killers of young women. I'm always looking for new sample cases to help me with my profiling.
Both our superiors have cleared this with each other. You can remain in command. You don't have a problem with this, do you?
No. No problem. Just want to set things straight. Our small town has its share of problems. I'm the one fixing them one by one and maintaining peace and order. You can have your profiling sample, but I need you to understand that.
That you're a cop?
By the way, George, had a little accident with my car. Could you send someone to take care of it? Oh, and my clothes and luggage are still inside.
All right, don't worry. I'll get my assistant Thomas to take care of it. Do you need anything else?
They said you were the one fixing the problems one by one.
Thanks. That'll be all. Well then, I think I'll rest up first at the hotel. Then I'll join you on your investigation.
Don't know how to say that. We really don't need your help. Unlike some of your corrupt city police officers, I play it by the book. I hope you'll come to appreciate that, Agent Morgan. And we'll handle the investigation. You just think of this as a vacation. Take it easy. Enjoy the nature here. You don't have to be a tree worshiper to appreciate the wildlife here.
Zach, let's reassess the situation. There are no cavemen here. We're as far forward as the Middle Ages. And we've just met the king.
Yeah, you call me York as a power move. Guy's a jerk. Ching. Unpaid salary. What do you mean unpaid salary? I obviously got paid. Or is that just like my daily wage?
Previously during the investigation.
These puppies are making me go to another town in the boondocks again.
I didn't think you'd keep me waiting in the rain for so long.
I see.
Welcome.
I probably could have skipped that if I didn't press X.
George Woodman.
Now we know.
There's definitely something in this town. Do you feel it, Zach? My coffee warned me about it. It's broken. I've been using that one for a long time.
Why don't you get it
Sure
repaired?
have. They got flat screens now, dog.
It's important to you, right?
It's got some memories attached to it, sure.
Those things are a lot louder than
Watch
in-game.
movies on this thing with your grandma all the time.
Grandma liked movies?
Of course she did. Everyone loves movies, right?
I love movies too. I've never been to a movie theater though.
York loves movies. Ding. This is like your mind palace office. You come here to think. Sugar donut. Looks like shit. Let's go through the door. red leaves. Very striking imagery compared to the actual brown you get in fall.
York! York!
York! In rocket ass, tighty whitey PJs.
Don't breathe. Hold your breath. They can't see you if you hold your breath. Hurry. Like this. Cover your mouth.
It's a juggalo. Snapping his teeth. Probably chewing tobacco. It rots your gums. Looked like the kind of guy who'd sit on his porch and spit, though. This nice clean hotel bed. Very fluid blanket. That's actually a little impressive. Normally people just sleep on top of the bed and the blanket's like a part of the model. It's not separate. Or they just don't have a blanket at all. Slept in his clothes, though.
The symbolism in my dreams continues to intensify. A forest of red trees, a carpet with red leaves, a strange doll, and twin angels. But that child is what bothers me the most. I swear I've seen him before. I just can't remember where. Well, it'll probably come back to me eventually. For now, we need coffee.
Smoking hotel room, you piece of shit.
Let's head to the cafeteria, Zach.
Love
I
that
hope they have
tie.
some real coffee. I really need some coffee. Then we can head to the sheriff's office. There's a proper procedure for everything, right, Zach?
I guess there's supposed to be cloth physics on it, and that's like the back end, or... You know, tie's got two ends. There's like a mini tie underneath the big tie. It's like the, you know, the dong and the testicles of the tie. So my balls are hanging out my shoulder right now, if you will. Save frequently. Maybe if I change my suit. That one's got a wacky tacky tie. It's more of a gray. I like the red. It looks like you need to pay to get them cleaned sometimes. Or you can just buy a new suit. Not risk ruining your expensive suit by always, you know, buying new ones. What are those? Bananas? Missing a little sun hat. And look like cops from LA Noir. I forget which department I'm thinking of. I want to say Vice, but I don't think so. It's like the second one you go through, maybe. This the bathroom. Yeah, a little kitchenette. This is a nice hotel. And can't take a shit. I think you can shave, but I don't know if you can grow a beard. Paid to shave. You know, I probably wouldn't have a beard if I got paid to shave. That's actually what happened the first time I shaved and got rid of the pube beard. Got paid. Made myself look good for a holiday. Then I bought Skyrim. Yeah, time's not standing still, by the way. I should probably get moving. There's a way to... No, I guess it's just always displayed. Endless creepy hallways. What's going on here? Fine, clear day, perfect for a walk. I left an egg in the microwave. Damn, why is this place a maze? I need my goddamn coffee. Can't imagine starting my day without drinking this disgusting concoction. Basically water poured through compost in it.
Good morning, Mr. Morgan. Your breakfast is ready for you.
Old woman with a bad back.
Thank you, Mrs.
Polly Oxford. Just Polly is fine.
Well then. Thank you, Polly. I'm starving.
Is everything all right, Mr. Morgan?
Yes, it's delicious, Polly. My compliments to the chef.
I'm hoping my cooking will bring back repeat guests. Honestly, though, it's been a while since anyone has stayed here.
I couldn't help but notice.
Pattern on my
Aside from you
carpet's
and me,
awful.
there seems to be no other guests or workers around.
What's that? The salt's in that white shaker there.
Thank you. I was wondering if there were any other guests or workers here.
Oh, no one else. My husband and I used to run this place, but he's in heaven now.
You've been working here alone since then. Must be hard by yourself.
Oh my, we're all out of pepper. I'm very sorry.
It must be difficult to run a hotel by yourself.
Well, yes, I suppose. I could just live on my pension. But I have to admit, running a hotel is kind of like a hobby of mine.
That's nice. Polly, it might help to hear you better if you could sit a little closer.
Oh my, Mr. Morgan, you're embarrassing me. So early in the day, too. I think I'm a little too old for you. And I still love my departed husband. May God rest his soul. I appreciate the invitation, but I'm fine over here.
Polly, I can hardly hear you from all the way over there.
You're exaggerating. This is fine. It won't do to be all clumped together with such a large table and cafeteria. We have to make use of all this space. Now tell me.
I get it.
That wound on your face. What happened?
Let's just say I had some trouble during the last case I was working on. I'm sure it'll heal. It's just a flesh wound.
Oh my. Well, there's no need to be the tough guy here. I want you to be able to relax here. I've prepared a special room for you. A famous rock star once stayed in the same room, you know.
Really? I feel honored.
If you need anything at all, just let me know. I'll help you out in any way I can.
Zach, the lady is offering to help. Do you want to ask her about the town?
Say, Polly, what can you tell me about this town?
Well, let me see. You might know this already, but the town is called Greenvale. It rains here quite often, but it's a nice place, surrounded with nature. It was a big and prospering lumber town until not so long ago. We used to have a population of over 6,000 people. Less than a tenth of them left now. This hotel was built back then. We saw plenty of guests in those days.
That's why this place is so big for such a small community.
I have so many fond memories from back then. I suppose the clock on the community center is quite famous too.
The clock?
Oh yes, it's lovely. It rings in the morning and at night to let the whole town know the time. You'll hear it many times during your stay. It's a beautiful sound. And you'll love it too, I think.
I look forward to hearing it then.
Anything else you'd like to know about?
Yes, actually, Polly. Could you tell me about the shops around here?
Shops? Well, there aren't many. It is a small town, after all. You can do most of your shopping at the Milk Barn convenience store. The couple who run it are a unique pair. I'm sure you'll get to like them. The A&G Diner is a great place to eat. They might be open even if my kitchen is closed. If you want to go to a bar, there are two. The Galaxy of Terror and the Sweary 65. I don't care much for either of them. Bars are for the younger folk. We also have a gas stand, of course, the art gallery, and even a gunsmith. You should be able to find what you need.
Thank you, Polly.
Well, Mr. Morgan, I'd better start cleaning up. You just take it easy. I'll bring your coffee out in a moment.
Thank you, Polly. I have to warn you, though. I am very particular about my coffee. The very best you have, please.
I understand. I'll be right back with it.
Has his own cigarette disposal unit. He's not a litter bug like every other smoker.
Did you see that, Zach? Clear as a crisp spring morning. F.K. in the coffee. I knew I could count on it. Never fails.
Now then, let's get going.
Okay. FK in the coffee, baby. So let's go get fucked. Is this more coffee? Can I do this every day? Unexpected
There's
trouble is
always
coming
trouble
your
heading
way.
my way in this job.
Later.
But I'm always up for a little excitement, too.
Okay. Wally.
Oh, hi.
Sell daily goods. What does she sell? Coffee, stabilizer. Crackers. Donuts, cheddar cheese. Fuck yeah. Bait. So you can't go fishing. There's the fishing rod. Huh. Don't you have a fair amount of money? The worm just looks like a cheese puff. It's an expensive worm. You can get him outside for free. Or maybe it's like a special bait worm. It doesn't have to be kept alive. And always. And pickles. I've never seen pickles in a can, and I thought they came in a jar. Maybe them was different times.
A police car.
From 9 to 17.
So we have King George to thank for preparing a car for me. A pleasant surprise, eh, Zach? Let's take it for a spin.
So 9 to 5. Makes sense. I hate military time because I lose track of how far into the day it is after 12.
Simply amazes me. The keys were left on the front hood, and nobody stole the car. Values. This town has what the country needs. Values. Let's head over to the sheriff's department.
Values. This car's got a GPS map. I probably should have read those controls. Oh well. I don't need to turn signal. That's for losers. Oh.
Zach, is there something here that you want to check out? We're supposed to go through Anna Graham's file at the sheriff's office, but if you want to act on a hunch, then I'm with you.
There we go. I'll try driving in first person for now. But I probably prefer the third person view. I just think that this makes it like suitably awful.
So, Zach, about those bonus features in DVDs nowadays. You know, the ones from the 80s have almost no bonus material. Even if they do, it's a trailer and the visual quality is pretty bad. Well, that visual quality is a good reminder of those days.
So many new audio and visual appliances were coming out back then. Do you remember the first video deck we bought? We bought it to record one of the Star Wars movies on TV. And remember when that video store opened, we spent hours there, just trying to find a good movie to rent. There weren't that many to choose from back then. I remember renting some really bad ones after reading those back cover taglines. Hey, remember? Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, filmed in 1978. Produced, directed, written, and edited by John DeBello. It was really awful, but for some reason I still remember it pretty well. It had so many sequels, and the original was re-released in '95. The 87-minute-long theatrical release bumped up to a whopping 90 minutes. But that was around the time I joined the Bureau. I never have a chance to see it.
I know, Zach. Once this case is over, we can watch it together.
I bet we can buy a copy on the internet pretty easily.
I think the gate's open here. Sorry, I saw a collectible and I wanted to grab it, and there's also that race I want to check out. Oh! Yeah, parking spots are for losers. I'm a winner. Oh, nice. Greenvale High School. I see, I need to pull in from the front. Can't get in this way. I feel like there's a fence here when I was in the car earlier. And it looks like there should be an entrance here, but again, I didn't see one. Oh. No! Well, that's a problem. What's a cop gotta do to get into a high school around here? Yeah, see, this looks like an entrance, but it is not. This thin-ass sidewalk, I feel like it should be like double wide. Freaking shrubberies in the way, it's terrible. Alright, back in the car. Wonder what happens if I ram a fence. Yeah, I'm not doing a race in first person, that's asking for trouble. There's some 41. No, it sounds... I know this song, goddammit. Obviously it's not real, but it sounds like something. It might be American Idiot. Very close. Oh, I just do that mid-race. Whoops.
That's one fine building for such a small town. The exterior woodwork is spectacular. Don't you agree, Zach?
I like that worm. Oh, the little doggy. Thomas.
Pleasure to meet you, Agent Morgan. We've been expecting you. I'm Thomas McLean, the sheriff's assistant.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please just call me York. It's what everyone else calls me.
Very well then, Agent York.
I believe I owe you a thank you for retrieving my belongings from my car. Thanks.
Oh, no, just doing my job. I want to help do everything I can to help the investigation.
His eyelashes.
I just can't believe Anna was murdered. She was such a bright and lovely girl.
Did you know her well?
Well, no, not really. But it's a very small town. I'm sorry. It's just that this is the first really big case I've ever seen.
I understand. Just try to relax. Can I have a look at Anna's file now?
Yes, of course. The sheriff told me to let you through to the meeting room, but
Matt
I
Watson.
lost the key to the cabinet where the files are.
He would play him in
Why
the
don't
movie.
you take a look around while I go look for it?
Okay. Let me know when things are ready.
Zach,
Hey,
Thomas
Twinkie
appears to be
femboy.
the kind and sensitive type, totally at odds with the monarch. Almost a good setting for a cartoon.
Yeah, alright, we'll save despite messing up that race. "9 yards. Thomas in the office. But what's in the basement?" Did the ground just piss? I wasn't expecting that to open. What's down here, you sick fox? The desk for the warden is even used. I guess the town's small enough for the police station to be the prison as well. Not that stations don't normally have jails, but that's where you'd like take someone from a bar fight or something. Good to know I can spend the night here. One in jail. One in jail. Probably should try to talk to him. Well, the ambient sound would go a long way. Yeah. Oh, like shooting range. Right on the other side of the sail. Suppose it wouldn't be an issue if someone caught a stray. Squirrel keys. Probably a quest item. Bam. Bam. You cops play by the book and shoot center of mass, but York shoots to kill. Interesting that it has cloth physics, but there's no bullet decals when you shoot anything else. 9mm handgun. Not even the 10 and the 10. I guess it's not meant for killing people, but still. I want that thick boy 10. The sheriff looks like he'd carry around a Magnum. Wow, Resident Evil 2. It's a cool system. Like to have these at home. A retractable shelf. A little track. Looks somewhat nervous, though I sense inner strength in him. He's serious and an excellent cook. Though whether that makes him an able deputy is another story. Find the keys? Sure did.
You found the
I was
key.
supposed to talk to him first.
I hope this is the right
one.
one.
Ah.
You found a Siberian chipmunk this time, have you? Sorry, wrong key.
A Siberian chipmunk?
This species lives in northern Japan on the island of Hokkaido. They're actually quite a popular pet.
So it isn't even a squirrel.
But we're looking for a southern flying squirrel right now.
Why is it a Siberian chipmunk if it's from Hokkaido? They probably did this as like a way to get you acquainted with the police station.
Raincoat. Doesn't look like it's been used much, even though it rains here pretty often. What waste of nice fabric, eh, Zach?
Pointy-tailed flying squirrel keys. Perhaps.
You found the key.
I think so. Is this it?
You don't know your squirrels, do you? This isn't the right key holder. This is a Siberian flying squirrel. It's closer to a land-based squirrel. The Siberian flying squirrel is larger than the southern flying squirrel and has a standing tail while the southern has a hanging tail. But we're looking for a southern flying squirrel right now.
You sure do know a lot about squirrels.
Kitchen, it makes sense for it to be in here, considering that he's a good cook. Dumbbell.
Zach, there's a name written on this dumbbell. Arnold. I haven't met anyone by that name yet. Could it be the owner of this dumbbell? What do you think, Zach?
Arnold S. A squirrel key. Turkey sandwich. Just a card for it. I should search all the rooms first. Oh, that was a functional mirror in there. That's crazy. Yeah, they probably faked it. Mirrors hypothetically shouldn't work without, like, a lot of fuckery or ray tracing. But they used to just, like, duplicate the level, or the room at least, and display it and your character at least on the other side, and like just copy the movements. Though that still created like a poor illusion because there would be details missing, and to help save performance, of course.
Zach, look at this. Oh, now this is something special. It's the epitome of the old frontier sheriff's office. It's perfect.
A stuffed deer's head on the wall. A flag, a hunting rifle. A hunting rifle. Amazing. You'd never see a hunting rifle on the wall of a police department in the city. It's just amazing. Wonder if the sheriff would ever let me shoot it.
Number 4, George. Is this a side quest?
George, do you work out every day?
Of course, Agent Morgan. Exercise keeps me healthy. I haven't missed a day since I started in high school.
Now that's impressive.
Break your
Remind me
desk
to get
doing
more
that?
exercise, Zach.
But I can't do my full routine today without Arnold. I haven't seen Arnold around since yesterday.
Arnold.
He's a training buddy of mine. His partner Sylvester misses him too. If you see Arnold around, let me know, will ya? Can't finish my workout menu without him.
Okay.
Sylvester S.
I'll keep an eye out
and
for him.
Arnold S. I found Arnold. Requested runtime to terminate in an unusual way. Please contact the application support team for more information. C++ error. Let me run as admin. Okay, alright. And then there's probably a thing for C++ in the redistributables, but that'll probably make me have to restart the computer, and I don't want to do that. If it happens again, we're like early enough that I can totally like run back to where we are in the PS3 version, and that one shouldn't have any crashing in it. It just might not run as well. And not to say this runs good anyways. And you know, we just do that next time.
Previously during the investigation.
These puppies are making me go to...
I saved when I got to the police station, right? We're not too far back. Yeah. Well, that means we can get that conversation with Thomas in, right? I grabbed the keys too early. Happy accident. Really can't seem to find that key. What should I do? Sheriff isn't gonna be happy. Has a southern flying squirrel, the key holder attached to it. Have you seen it? Okay. Alright, there's the ponytail. How long did that go for anyway? It's like 2 hours? That's really not so bad. Hour and a half, let's say.
Zach, there's a name written on this dumbbell.
Arnold. One of them pieces of shit that goes around stealing snacks. Save again, just in case it was tied to that quest, and then we'll see if we can hand him the dumbbell this time. George. George.
Hi.
Show me around the office before the meeting starts. I'm sorry, Agent George, I got my hands full. Could you ask Thomas? I don't think that's a good idea. Why? What's going on? He lost the key to the cabinet with the files, and he asked me to take a look around the office until he finds it. Well, I hope that doesn't take too long. Sucks to be you. She's got like candy and cookies and shit. I mean, nice. Arnold.
George, I found Arnold.
Really?
He was a bit hard-headed, but I got him to come back.
Oh, Arnold. Well done, Agent Morgan. Now I can work out using my normal workout menu.
Good to hear that.
Here's a little something to show you my appreciation. So that makes us even. I don't owe you anything, and you don't owe me anything. No changes to how we work together. Just bear that in mind.
All right.
Zach? He needs some friends who aren't so dumb.
Didn't do the sheriff office cutscene that time. I think it's because George was already in it, and who knows. There we go. just want to be sure the next time I walk in here and there's a cutscene, I won't accidentally skip it. All this. I wonder if it had something to do with, like, the timer on the race expiring. And, like, you know, me not being out in the overworld. I doubt it, but I wonder. You know, I just assume this is like a competently programmed game. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe they used like a coroutine that didn't stop when the level unloaded or something. I doubt that technique existed at this time. Probably required making a whole new thread. They wanted to do something like that, which they wouldn't. Most things are still not multi-threaded because it's complicated. You get the main thing and you get the physics thing. And that's it, you got like 2 threads. Maybe one for rendering too. Ponytail striped, gray, and the master key. Alright, well, it looks like there's only 3.
You found the key.
Is this the one you were looking for?
No. This is a gray squirrel. Sorry, that's not the key. Nothing particularly special about the gray squirrel, I'm afraid. You can find them in the US, Canada, and in England, too.
A gray squirrel. What was I thinking?
But we're looking for a southern flying squirrel right now.
Well, I only have the 3 keys, dude. Maybe you'll tell me you had it the whole time after I hand them all in.
You found the key.
I think so. Is this it?
This is low-key Thomas showing you around the office like I was suggesting.
You don't know your squirrels, do you?
Yeah.
But we're looking for a southern...
Unless in this third one,
You found the key.
I hope this is the right one.
You found a Siberian chipmunk this time, have you? Sorry, wrong key.
A Siberian chipmunk?
This species lives in northern Japan on the island of Hokkaido. They're actually quite a popular pet.
So it isn't even a squirrel.
But we're looking for a southern flying squirrel right now.
What if it's on one of these? I know we opened them all before, but who knows? Well, we'll save again. Looking for that dang key. We check the bathrooms. It could be in one of the cells too. I know I went in these. a different conference room. Am I gonna go in this one? Why is it Thomas looking for this fucking key? Yeah, looks like something. Yep, left in one of the cells. Gold, it's gotta be the right one. Can I talk to the prisoners? Hopefully he'll be bringing in the culprit soon. That'll mean the end of our little vacation here. I got the keys, Thomas.
You found the key.
That's the right one?
Yes, a southern flying squirrel. Thank you so much.
Ellipsis
I'll bring the files
exclamation
right in,
point.
so
Yes.
please go to the meeting room.
Okay, I'll be waiting for you.
Well, Zach, we just got here, and we've cracked a big case already.
City cops get done.
The victim's name was Anna Graham. Age 18, she just recently graduated from high school this year. Her dream was to move out to the city and become a model. But for the time being, she was working in the A&G diner here in town. She lived with her mother, Sally. Anna's father died in an accident in the lumber mill when she was a child. Her mother is unemployed and lives on the insurance money from her husband's accident. After all, it's a small town with a low cost of living. Financially, they seem to get by fine, and they led normal lives.
A normal life is exactly what a curious teenager doesn't want. It's all starting to make sense, Zach.
I'll eat the cigarette later,
City folk,
dog.
huh? No, I take that back. All of them can't be as bad as him, and some should have better manners.
Huh. This is a good biscuit. I've never tasted a biscuit this delicious.
Where in town can I get these?
Well, actually, I baked them myself.
That's amazing. What are you doing in law enforcement? I'm very particular about biscuits, I'll have you know. The balance of milk and butter you've achieved here. Oh, my.
Agent Morgan, the autopsy's ready. You are welcome to accompany me to the Greenvale General Hospital. Emily, you come too. Thomas, stay here and tidy up these files.
Yes, sir.
We're going to use the car outside. Let's get going. You might think this is just a small-town police investigation, but our inspections are thorough and solid. I'm hoping you won't slow us down.
Alright, the sheriff can be Ryan. And York can be Nathan Fielder. He'll be the big name. And, you know, it'll be the best comedy movie.
The Greenvale General Hospital is down the road by the lake. It's too far to walk. Come on, get in the car.
If I'm riding in a car, George, I prefer to be the driver. Can you provide a car for me?
What are you talking about? You don't even know how to get there.
Which is another good reason for me to drive, George. I need to learn my way around town.
Oh, man. Very well. Then I'll ride with you. I want to keep an eye on you.
Fair enough.
Just one thing, Agent Morgan. Your involvement in this case is limited. That means you don't have to learn your way around town.
Bitch, I will learn my way around this dang
George,
town.
we'd better get moving. The hospital closes at 2100.
2100, okay, so that's 3 to midnight, right? So, 9?
Agent Morgan, get us there quickly, but drive within the speed limit. Just because you have a badge doesn't mean you can drive like a maniac.
George, what are you, his mother?
We just need to get the autopsy results.
Agent York isn't accustomed to the town yet. Give him a little slack. Well then, Agent York, let's get going.
Sure, sounds good.
Alright, what is that? Share button does share button stuff, that's crazy. It's like how you drive when your dad's in the car. Suddenly everything just turns into you being an idiot, and you got a map taking up half the screen and you can't actually see where the fuck you're going anymore. I guess it covers up the least important side, like everything that's in front of me is technically visible. I'm too focused on looking at that map. Thing is, I don't know how to get to this freaking hospital. Maybe it's up this hill here.
Agent Morgan, I can't help noticing you prefer to work alone.
Most of the time, yes.
Don't you get lonely, flying all over the country alone?
I must say I've never felt lonely.
Are you married?
Unfortunately, relationships and I are fleeting strangers. I don't get on very well with women, you might be surprised to hear.
That's because you're young. You notice things like that at my age. You have to treat women carefully, like a thin crystal wine glass. If you don't, they can cut scars on your face, just like yours, right?
George, is this an interrogation? I see you're a seasoned professional. But let's not talk about my scar. It was caused by a problematic woman.
Well, she got you good. Terribly good.
It'll fade away, and nobody will notice it in a week.
A week? It's not that light of a wound.
So, Emily, tell me, is there really a need for a full-time sheriff in a small town like this?
I'm sure it is small to your city eyes, but any gathering of people leads to all kinds of problems. Fights, runaways, stray pets.
You're too fixated on violent crimes. Our job is to guide the people along the correct path, first and foremost. Now, that's what I consider to be my duty as the sheriff of Greenvale.
Zach, there he is. The monarch, in all his glory. Kind of makes me glad that I wasn't born here.
Did you say something, Agent Morgan?
No, nothing, George. I was just reflecting on a little history.
Well, we're in the middle of a homicide investigation. Keep your mind on the matter at hand.
Okay, which right now is driving. That's a pretty big hospital. I guess they wanted to be ready for town-wide food poisoning?
No, it's another leftover from the town's prosperous slumber days. Hard to imagine now, though, isn't it?
My mother always talked about how energetic this town used to be. Almost like a gold rush, she used to say.
Impressive.
But the hotter the fever, the faster it cools. And so now there's hardly anyone left to use this place.
Right, use those police raincoats. I got mine on.
Beyond your understanding, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm sorry to say that it is.
Indeed. And that's why this case is our problem. There really isn't any need for you to get too involved.
Hello, Sheriff.
Correctly, Fiona.
Hi there, Fiona. We're here to see Usher. Do you know where he is?
I think Dr. Johnson is in the computer room.
A computer room? In a hospital?
Nice to meet you, Mr. FBI agent. The computer room is where our employees share a computer.
Very nice to meet you, too. I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. But how did you know I was FBI?
Easy. None of the police in this town wear cologne. Besides, that scar on your face is the biggest rumor in town.
Rumors get exaggerated as they spread, even in the countryside.
What's that you're reading, if I may ask?
Liar's House.
You haven't heard of this yet? It's a recent bestseller mystery. It's set in the U.S., a small traditional North American town close to the Canadian border. A peaceful, traditional place. However, that peaceful town is shattered by a terrible crime. The murder of a local girl. And that incident causes grief and sadness to everyone in town. But everyone feels the seditious, heinous evil still lurking, alive. Yes, much like the situation right now here in Greenvale.
Fiona, don't say that.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. With Anna dead and all.
Don't worry. Books are written to entertain, and it's good you're enjoying it. What we're faced with here is a terrible crime committed in a real world. Much different from that of a novel. So there's no need to apologize.
Thank you, Agent York.
Except it's not. TV. Get paid for checking the weather more? Is there a phone? Yes. Pretty sure this turns into another level. I don't know how we feel about levels. The ward. Need to find the computer room. Or they got one of them home computes. Suppose I should have just followed the marker from the beginning, huh? Be fucking lost without it. Computer room. Look at that. FK in the coffee.
We couldn't find him.
Fiona needs to check her information.
No, I don't think so.
It's got chess
Does the doctor like
posters.
playing games by any chance?
What do you mean?
There's a message on the computer, and a card key already set in place. The king passes the rook and meets the bishop. The knight takes a pawn along for the queen.
What does that all mean?
It's a simple puzzle.
Zach, let's take him up on his challenge. You can do this, right?
Okay, so I guess I'm just supposed to know what they are, and that's why there are posters. So, the king passes the rook, meets the bishop. Knight takes a pawn, pound the queen. Ooh.
The doctor awaits below with the deceased.
Another code? But there's nowhere to insert a password.
More games. I'm going to get Fiona to call Usha up here right now.
No need, George. The message appeared with the card key. It's telling us where to use it.
This is not the time to be joking around, Agent Morgan.
Dr. Usha is below with the deceased. With
Dr.
Anna.
Usher.
Below being underground, I take it. Simple. Simple.
Then it's time to meet the mischievous architect of this little game.
Nah.
Below. Oop. Shelves for storing bodies. I wouldn't open these unless we really need to. Ugh. Is this save phone?
Usha, sorry to keep you waiting.
Ah, you made it. Let's get started, shall we?
Got gold
This is
chain.
Agent Morgan from the FBI.
Nice to meet you. I'm Usha Johnson, the doctor in this hospital.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please call me York. Everyone calls me that.
Very well, Agent York.
Are you a forensic practitioner?
Let's just say I've dealt with corpses before.
That battle of wits, by the way. Did you create that yourself?
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to see if our FBI agent could handle the task.
I see. Well, it was pretty fun.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
We don't have much
Oh,
time.
it's got a Rolex, too.
We need those autopsy results.
Next time, try challenging us without obstructing an investigation. You've angered the monarch.
From the onset of rigor mortis, the stiffening of the muscles, the time of death is estimated to be between 20 and 2200 hours. That's still quite early for such a crime to take place. Note that there are 2 exterior wounds, pressure marks around the neck, and a long cut running from chest to abdomen. Blood marks on her right hand tell us she was gripping something round in her right hand.
A dick?
Her skull is also fractured, but that is unrelated to the cause of death. It probably happened to her after she was killed. Now, I first thought death by suffocation, due to the marks on her neck. But after further investigation, I now have a different conclusion. The direct cause of death was loss of blood from the wound.
Which means...
She was cut up while she was still alive.
Yes, a sharp knife was used. It was inserted beneath the sternum and then quickly sliced downwards. The excessive loss of blood from her internal organs is what actually killed her. Her nails are clean, and with no skin cells from the attacker. She also doesn't appear to have been bound nor badly beaten. She was apparently killed without resistance. The most tragic thing, however, was that she was unable to speak her story to anyone who could hear her cries.
The perpetrator cut out Anna's tongue.
Well, I believe she was drugged first to phase her consciousness, and then the killer killed her. Now, the killer most likely has a deep, traumatized past concerning women. He probably cannot converse with them normally. Cutting out the tongue suggests a very lonely individual. Either that, or a truly hardcore sadist. He must get off on watching women suffer, especially when they can't answer back. Now, he watched as the blood pumped from her body, as she gradually grew cold. A case in Seattle in 1985 was much like...
Usha, please, limit your report to your findings as a doctor. Criminal profiling is my job. You're wrong, also. Anna died fully, deeply, painfully aware of what was happening to her.
But,
Tell me, what time did it stop raining on the night Anna was killed?
Just before I went to bed, right after the movie on TV ended, so around 1 a.m.
What movie was it?
An American Werewolf in London.
Directed by John Landis, 1981. So the rain stopped, accompanied by the ending song, Blue Moon. George, would you mind if I examined Anna myself?
What more do you hope to find?
I'm sure I mentioned that I have a personal interest in cases like these.
Traces of evaporated liquid around the eyes. She must have cried before she was murdered. Now you can tell that she was aware of what was going on. And his body is lying on the table. She's neatly wearing fake fingernails. Holding something in her hand was removed about 6 hours after death. The peace sign, so not a dick. Object was circular with relief shaped like a peace mark. I gosh, it would have mentioned that part. Her tongue has been removed. Look at the edge of the stump.
From her lack of resistance, I'd say that Anna's injuries happened very quickly. Unable to speak, she was then left to cry herself to death.
Zach, it's all starting to come together.
The perpetrator stayed with her for at least 2 hours until it stopped raining. At the estimated time of her death, it was still raining, but you can still see tear marks on her cheeks. That means she was killed under a roof somewhere. She was then carried into the woods after it stopped raining.
There's one other thing. Her tongue was removed with a very blunt knife. In fact, it's more likely it was simply chopped off.
Asha, are you a passionate man?
Well, not particularly, but I am man enough should the moment call for it.
George, how about you?
I'm very passionate, yes. Especially when it comes to women. But I don't see what that has to do with anything.
George, the perpetrator is just like you. He's passionate about women. He's a passionate kisser. This was a kiss of death.
He bit the tongue off.
The perpetrator bit off Anna's tongue.
We'll never get a dental print from a wound like this. But this is still a big
French strangers, goddamn.
Jackpot, Zach. A shame, but our old-time all-American sightseeing tour just came to an end.
This case is now under the jurisdiction of the FBI. I'm assuming command. I'll need you to assist me in the investigation.
What in the hell do you mean, Agent Morgan? I know I said I was passionate, but you can't think I did this.
That's not why I'm assuming command, George. You're a suspect just as much as every other passionate man on Earth. Let me show you something.
You only got 3 per bag. You can fit a lot more in there, dog.
There you go. Amazing, huh? I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but most of the details are top secret. George, Emily, we should be going. No need to stay here any longer.
Okay. I have to sign the release. Just give me a moment.
Very well. I'll go on ahead. I can't take it any longer down here. Bishop takes queen. His rook takes your queen. Then your knight takes rook. And checkmate.
Huh?
My first victory in the Grandmaster ranking.
Man was down there playing chess. Yeah, here's a level. It's here for no reason. Poop vines.
Zach, they're here.
Smoking in a hospital. What would they say? Now, I'm thinking that these numbers are like a mistranslation thing. Maybe it's just yen, but they threw a $sign up because it's in America. So those $100 worms are probably more like 10. Is that the chick in the red dress? The bar Thomas runs? Go through the hole in the wall? It sounds like A-sex. Can I send things I don't need to the toolbox? I haven't tried that. Yeah. Eee. Sweet Jesus. Great. I go down.
Nice shot. Yes. Bullseye.
Bullseye.
Great.
Can I break this? You might wonder why I could when I could ever possibly need those if the combat's this simple. Well, there are a couple other enemy types that are probably bullshit. I don't think I've ever encountered more than the second type. There are also combat arenas you can find. You get rewards for doing them, so you should, I suppose. But they ain't easy. Imagine being swarmed by these motherfuckers.
Bullseye.
Oh, right, so, we did not finish any games this week, but I have animes to talk about. I remembered what I missed last time. It was, Miggy and Dolly. Weird show. Let's see, so you've got two twin brothers, and they're, I guess, they're in an orphanage, and they, like, fake being so awesome, so his family, this rich family adopts them, and in the little first episode or two, it's just them, like, pulling off this scheme. They've got these rich people taking care of the two of them, they're, like, switching places, they're like, yeah, I eat a lot, they just cause a distraction at dinner and swap places, so everyone's hiding under the table the whole time. I don't know, things get, like, very weird there, and the parents, they're, like, two older parents, they're very weird with how they're acting. All the acting's weird in general, but them especially. It's great. Very, very strange. And I guess it's supposed to be set in like Europe or America. Like there's nothing remotely Japanese seeming about it. Anyways, it takes a while before you figure out what the hell is actually going on. And you're like, are they just scamming these people or what? Are they trying to rob them? Are they gonna kill them? What's the deal? It turns out they're looking for the person who killed their mother, which I think you find out in episode 3 or 4. Also, you see someone get their like cheeks fill up, and there's some weird stuff that happens. Yeah, that's what the show is actually about. They're just pretending to be this kid so they can get close to the local families in this rich neighborhood and figure out who killed their mom, who used to work for one of them, I guess. And the details of that are very strange too, because the family they recognize them doesn't... family that they used to work for doesn't recognize them, and like... give away all the details, but there's like inconsistencies, and it seems like these kids have spent their entire lives like living in secret, which is very, very strange. Like they've been trained to act as one body. It's not just a thing they came up with. They've always spent all their time like under beds and in walls, I guess. Very, very weird. There's a lot of weird stuff. I don't know how I felt about the show, honestly. Like, it was an interesting watch, but I can't tell you if the acting was good or bad because of how strange it all was, and... the way the story unfolded was, like, weird, and I didn't predict it at all, I suppose, but... I don't know, man. This is evidence. That's not what was underneath there. Go back to Silent Hill, you dirty hua.
Nice shot. Yes.
Never played Silent Hill, actually. Probably should. I'm thinking that's probably a bigger inspiration for this than Resident Evil was. From what I know about it, at least. I think the cat wants out. Hey, bro, let's go drink your piss or something. Okay. Now back. While we're paused, I should probably pull up that list. Talk about. The season just ended, so we have a few things here. There's from that. We talked about Jujutsu Kaisen last time. Yeah, so, Goblin Slayer 2. I don't know why they just started calling things 1, 2, 3 and like it's a sequel, as if it wasn't just another season, but... It was alright, I guess. They kind of just went on adventures and did more fun Goblin Slayer stuff, and like, yeah, that's fun, but the story doesn't feel like it's driving towards anything, really. I mean, the main focus was there's like a whole arc where he's helping out the local newbies to actually try and prevent goblin deaths rather than always coming to the rescue. He becomes like a sort of teacher. And then like the whole second half, I guess, would be the priest girl, who's, I guess you could call the second protagonist. Deuterologist, whatever the word is. Yeah, she's like doubting her faith because she's been using her miracles in clever ways to actually hurt goblins, and you know she doesn't think that the mother would approve or whatever of using healing miracles and stuff, blessings to torture. But yeah, I mean, I don't feel like much actually happened. It was just like adventures that were kind of string together somewhat haphazardly, and like it was all right. You know, it wasn't bad by any means. It was just it felt like a cartoon, we'll say, where it's like sketches. You know, big part of what makes anime what it is the serialized storytelling. Not to say that there can't be cartoon ones like Shin-Chan or whatever, but even that has a consistent narrative throughout it, you know? Dr. Stone New World Part 2. It was more, alright, they got to the island last time, this time they deal with the islanders, and, big revelations happen. They make like serious progress, and they're making like a massive leap in tech for the next season, I suppose. They're going a whole globe-trotting adventure, and it's gonna be something. I mean, it feels like they're way too behind to be going for what they're going for, but we'll see. We'll see what creative thing they come up with. I don't know, it was fun. It's more of what you liked, I suppose.
Amazing.
It went places. Faraway Paladin Season 2. I think I said that the first season was, like, alright. It was just, like, a fairly standard fantasy show. I thought that the hero, Will, was, like, a little too goody two-shoes, but he is a paladin, so...
Amazing.
Anyways, it's more... again, starts off with like some random adventures before they get to the second half of it, where it focuses on the actual arc, because the season name is like the Lord of Rust Mountains. Where he goes to the Rust Mountains to fight the Lord there, which is like an undead dragon thing. They more or less lifted the whole scenario from The Hobbit. So he like runs into a band of dwarves that have like the heir to the Iron Kingdom. I guess they're the last of the dwarves. And yeah, he teams up with them to go reclaim their country. I do think it was cute how it used to be the Iron Country and then it became the Rust Mountains after like all the dwarves died and the zombie thing took over and the area around started rot and stuff. God damn. My throat is so not clear, dog. I'm sorry for all the coughing.
Here! Over here!
I know it's been that way the past few weeks. But hopefully it's quieter now, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, that was more alright. I guess he dealt with townspeople less. There was more action this time. He's still too much of a bitch boy goody two-shoes, whatever. A little too much Deus Ex Machina for my taste, but it was fine. Great. I'll keep watching. I think there's only one more show on the list. I know I always go through these pretty quick, but they're like sequel seasons. Like, what am I supposed to say that I haven't already said? And we got another one, Link Click 2. So this is that... I don't know what nationality it is. It's definitely not Japanese. It's either like Taiwanese or Chinese or Korean. My money's on Korean. But, yeah, it's a show that kind of flew under the radar, but I thought it was very good. And, you know, it's got season 2, picks up where it left off. Though I didn't really remember where it left off, I suppose. I thought that they won, but I guess there was a cliffhanger.
Nice shot.
So, yeah, this one focuses on, like, the intense part of the investigation. Now they're, like, on to the killer, and they're actually trying to hunt them down. They're working with the police more closely. A lot of bad things happen, and you're like, come on, you gotta change the past. They're like, you know, the rules that you can't do that because you'll erase your present if you try. They're like, how are you gonna do this without changing the past, dog? You know, they keep things interesting like that, I suppose. Catwoman's back in now. Now, the first season had, like, some sad memories you had to relive through, and then there were people getting murdered, too, which made things sadder, but this one has a pretty intense, like, domestic abuse scene in it. Like, be warned about that. And they don't do too much of the time travel, actually. It keeps it mostly in the present this time. Some good action scenes, actually. You know, everybody knows Kung Fu because they're Asian. That's how it works. Beans. Yeah, I mean, it was great, and once again, the OP and ED are both bangers. And I wish I had it like a year or two sooner when I watched the first season, kept it all relevant, but still, very good. Great follow-up. I'd probably recommend maybe watching the last few episodes, if not the whole first season again, to refresh yourself on things. Maybe keep the momentum going. And as always, they leave room for more, but it'll be like a completely different investigation if they do continue. Oh, that's good, that's good. You'll love when things don't drag out too long. But it could also totally be over, too, if they wanted. I guess it'll depend how much attention the show gets. Because, again, I haven't heard anybody talk about it. I think Critical shouted it out, like, a month ago. And that was the only time I've ever heard it mentioned. It's locked. PC brains? I have no idea if any of this is real or not, by the way. Like, people are all here living their normal lives. I don't know if you're just running around being a maniac playing with your gun, or if this is all in your head. The risk of death is very real, though.
Yes.
Along with all the evidence that you find. Someone have a gun? Damn, what the fuck?
Oh.
Damn. I'm pretty sure we just saved. Oh, let's just checkpoint. I love that. Reload my gun before we get surrounded. Yeah, he do have a gun. I guess that's the second enemy type. When I said second that type, I meant like a different creature entirely. Obviously, I've been past this. I've got like, I think it was maybe the museum. Finished the museum and then the game started fucking with it. It's like a factory level you go through. I think that's before the museum. It says I played like 10 hours of it. I don't know if that was all one or two playthroughs because I've attempted to play it twice. So always run into issues or I forget about it, I don't know. The first time I just wasn't feeling it.
Yes.
And then the second time, I heard so many people recommend it after a while. Thought I'd give it another shot and I was enjoying it then. But then I couldn't play anymore. Jesus, I'm gonna get the damn ammo. Is that the whole list I went through? Yeah, that's pretty quick. Yeah. That's all that. That's how it be. This current anime season seems to be sleeping, so I'll probably go catch up on my backlog. And I'll see if anybody has any recommendations for current shows, but like, I don't know how they're gonna top the last one, dog. Are we good? Did the game crash? Did it crash? Is it loading? Who knows? Yeah, it's not responding. Pray though, because it's totally a loading screen. Something happened. Yeah, it's a little upsetting. Program compatibility. Yeah, it worked fine, I guess. Fine enough. So my current plan is to reach the end of this chapter, and then since we're at close to 3 hours, I will probably call it there. And I'm thinking I will get the PS3 emulator worked out, see if I can even find a download of this game. I mean, there's probably Steam guides that point me to it because it's so not functional, but if I can, I will play back up to here. And if not, I will see what I can do to fix any crashes with this version. I'm sure there's more stuff I can read up on.
Previously during the investigation.
Emulating old games is simple enough, but and I guess this one is old. You know, finding anything on like past the GameCube and PS2 is a little more difficult. I don't have like dedicated sites for those. I mean, there was Emu Paradise, but that's not really. I think it got shut down or something. I think you used like the Wayback Machine to make it still work technically. And there are a couple other sites that I used, but for bigger downloads, you might have to use a torrent or something. And while torrents is just like a really efficient means of downloading things and file sharing, your ISP may very well like kick you off their service for using torrents, which is what mine does. So we just can't use torrents at all, even if it's something like downloading the big game-sized Skyrim mod Enderroll, you know. Thankfully that's on Steam now, but otherwise you'd have to do it the slow way and hope that you didn't get any interruptions downloading on Google. When they have on their website an official torrent that you can use. I'm sure maybe a VPN could help with that kind of thing, but I have not saw it fit to use one just yet. Sure, I probably should for my safety, but I'm not famous yet. I'm not even sure if you want to stream on a VPN because it'll probably throttle your connection or something. Fucking cat.
Yes.
You know, this is almost like
Yes.
on like Red Dead Redemption. You just tap it and it locks onto the enemy, and then you just adjust your aim from there. I actually quite like the way they do that.
Nice shot. Great. Great.
I don't remember if I did anything to trigger it. I guess you just survive. Well, I see an image this time, though it's still hanging. It could be loading. Let me give it a second. This is an issue. God damn. Alright, guys. I will, I guess, catch up to where we were on the PS3 version if I can. And we will call it here. I probably would have gone for another 30 minutes or so, otherwise, whatever. I really want to play this damn game, and it doesn't want me to play it every time I try. So, we will get this figured out. I'm going to beat this damn game. I bought the sequel, and I gotta play it. So yeah, maybe I'll even just buy the fucking Switch version, because 2 was a Switch exclusive, and it doesn't run well on Switch, but I think that the first game runs well enough, because it's old at least. So if I get the Switch version, I can hook it up with the Shadowcast, and that could work maybe. So that would mean spending money on a game I already own. So yeah. Anyways, I will see you guys when I got that figured out. Couldn't possibly take more than a week, but